What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Ejected Podcast. I'm Rich Jarbo. We're here with Sonny Palmer and Brian Loftus.
What's good?
It's a wonderful day.
Gentlemen,
actually,
how
it's
we
not.
doing?
I lied. It's a terrible day outside. It's raining and everything. Here's what's happening. I'm going right into it. Ejection seat. I have both of you on my ejection seat today. You guys laughed at me when I said that the Sixers were going to destroy Toronto, if I'm correct.
I did. I said they're going to lose in the first round.
Yep, and it's not looking that way anymore.
I don't recall me saying that.
I don't recall him saying that. No, it was all me.
Okay, then you're on the spot. All right, I thought both of you laughed at me.
No.
I said the Sixers would win the series. I don't know.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah, no, I was the only.
Great.
I was
All
the
right.
only negative. I'm full.
That's fantastic. Then
They
all right.
basically guaranteed a Raptor victory.
Put an inferno around me and this jersey.
Because they won, I think, by like 20 points. Or
I just
29.
want them to prove me wrong. That's all.
Yeah, that's good. I said that Maxey needed to stay consistent, and I also said that Tobias Harris needs to maintain his average, which he did well over. Embiid's fine, whatever he can, Harden 24 a game, which he got it fairly close to, which is fine, and all that happened. So we're good. We're chilling.
Tip of the cap.
Yeah.
You win that one. I'm glad we didn't have any money on that game. Sonny, I need your Venmo. Do you have Venmo?
No.
You don't have Venmo. All right. Well, I owe you $20.
Okay.
By the way.
That's interesting.
I lost 20 to you, Rich, and I lost 20 on the Phillies-Mets series, where the Mets took 2 out of 3 from Philadelphia. I have 10 on me. Do you want 10 right now, Sonny?
Get to your ejected seat.
All right. Yes, sir. My ejected seat, this one is coming out of left field. We don't usually talk about hockey on the show.
Oh.
My ejected seat is the Toronto Maple Leafs organization.
He said the Canadian way.
I did say it the Canadian way. What are you talking about? So, Toronto Maple Leafs are playing the Montreal Canadiens in a game last week. Now, Nick Suzuki, it's a road game. The game is in Toronto. Montreal Canadiens are on the road. There's some Montreal Canadian fans in the stands in Toronto. Nick Suzuki, the Canadiens forward, throws a puck into the stands to a 7-year-old fan, right?
Okay.
Hits him in the face, though, and it busts his lip.
I think I saw this.
Ah, man, it busts his lip. Nick Suzuki, obviously a nice player, goes into the stands, autographs a puck, autographs a stick, gives it to the kid. He's very happy about it. Come the third period, young 7-year-old needs to go to the bathroom. Not wanting to lose his stick, he brings his stick with him into the bathroom. Kid does his thing, goes to come back to his seat. He's not allowed back in his seat. Why? Because the stick is considered a weapon.
They did offer to check the stick in for him and he could pick it up when he left. I mean, I don't know if I would have gone that route with a 7-year-old, but,
It's like,
I mean,
come on now.
it's not like they took it from him. That's what I'm saying.
No, so him and his dad, if I can pronounce this right, Stephen Beaupalant. You like that pronunciation?
I do.
French Canadian.
The kid's father went on Twitter, told the story, and said, you know what? Yeah, we weren't. My kid was not allowed back in his seat, so we left in the third period. Come on, Toronto. You got to do a better job.
For a 7-year-old, I agree. But they did offer to check the stick in.
Weapon.
It's not like they took it. Well, you wouldn't give a 21 or a 40-year-old guy at a game a stick. Hey, here, watch the rest of the game with a stick.
Yeah.
Somebody could leave him there without an eye, for God's sake. You never know.
7.
That's a bit much.
Do you have a seat for this week?
I do. What we saw yesterday, Kyrie Irving.
Oh.
Listen, it didn't take a genius to figure out he's going to go through hell going back to Boston. Nobody threw anything at him.
Nope.
He wasn't in any danger.
Oh, the middle finger thing. All right, I was confused for a minute.
On 2 different occasions, he flipped off the paying customers. I mean, that's what fans are.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't get a technical. He's going to get fined. I'm curious to see in game 2 if he does it, which he doesn't give a bleep, I don't think. He's a type that would do it again. Let's see if he gets a technical.
He thinks the earth is flat.
He also said SMD in the on the way to the locker room to a fan.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
SM.
okay.
That took me a second. Yeah,
He's not the classiest individual, and I have my own issues with him as far as the vaccine thing, but that's over and done with.
I'm with you on that.
Again, nothing was thrown at him. There's no story of any. He was just heckled. And when you go back to your former team, especially in the playoffs, especially when you have a personality like Kyrie does, I mean, what do you think? They're going to throw roses at him? Come on.
Here's the thing, though, is I'm okay with this. I'm like, because I feel like if he does get a technical, it's just another reason for the league or people to call the league soft, if that makes any sense at all.
Well, it's not a play.
No, it's not. You're right.
More of a gesture.
Yeah,
I get, Sonny, I get what you're saying. It's you know what? Sometimes it takes a bigger man to show a little bit of decorum and just ignore the whole thing.
These guys start facing
much like
it.
Jordan did.
These guys start facing it before they even turn pro. If you play in a big college program, pick any, Duke, North Carolina, Ohio State, Michigan. When you run through that tunnel, fans are going to give it to you.
We were just talking about Oak Hill Academy in high school. I'm sure they get it in high school as well.
Yeah,
I'm sure
depending
Kyrie
where you are.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
So I'm with you on that. Learn how to deal with it, because it's a bad look for him. I don't disagree with it, but I don't necessarily agree with it.
Put it this way, it irked him obviously, but it irked him to more where he scored over 30. I think he scored well over 30 points. So it didn't affect his play.
No.
I mean, what if he drops 50 tomorrow?
And he's not eating.
He's not drinking. He's not what?
He's not eating or drinking. He's on Ramadan. Do you not know this?
I did not know this.
He's Muslim.
Ooh.
We'll talk about it later.
Let's get this from Jump Street.
I did not know that.
We're gonna have to get back to this. Let me get the scissors out here.
Oh wow. Zach?
Caller.
Zach?
Put him on the air. Caller.
What's up?
Ah, Zach.
up,
What's
Zach?
happening, Zach?
What's up?
All right.
All right, now I got to ask you real quick, Rich. Is this the 13-year-old that did not put in the bet?
This is the now 14-year-old. That's my bad. But yes, he did not put in the bet. This is the same person.
Zach, you didn't put in the bet, man.
It's not my fault.
I want the full. I want the full story on this. We heard Rich's take on it. Now we want yours.
Well, he called me and I was at the park and it was like 8 o'clock and he told me and like the game was gonna be on in like 15 minutes. He gave me no time to get set up or anything. He just told me to place the bet. I had no money.
That's 15 minutes is plenty of time.
You know what, Zach? I think Sonny and I are on your side right now.
This man, by the way, is the luckiest dude with bet. I haven't heard him lose a bet yet. Well, it's insane.
That's usually how it works.
How he does on our 5 questions.
All right, is that my cue? Do I go?
It is.
Okay. Zach, we're going to kick Rich out of the room. You're going to get 5 questions. Here are the categories. All right. We got 2 baseball, 2 football, 1 NBA.
Okay.
All right. Only one of them is not multiple choice.
All right.
All right.
Fire away.
We're going to start with baseball here. 2 minutes on the clock. The clock will start after the first question. Major League Baseball, the last MVP to win on a last place team was either Andre Dawson, Alex Rodriguez, Dale Murphy, or Cal Ripken Jr.
Oh. Can you go over the
Dawson, A-Rod, Murphy, or Ripken?
All right.
Clock is ticking.
2 minutes on the clock, Zach. You can pass and come back if you want. Are you Googling right now, Zach?
I got my answer.
What's your answer?
Cal Ripken.
Wrong. NFL, the team with the most Hall of Famers on their squad, the Bears, Packers, Steelers, or Patriots? Time's ticking, Zach. 2 minutes. It's not 2 minutes for each question.
Steelers.
Incorrect.
No.
Non-multiple choice, NFL. How many teams was Brett Favre a part of? The quarterback Brett Favre.
2.
Incorrect. Major League Baseball, Florida baseball teams, the Tampa Bay Rays and Miami Marlins. How many World Series appearances combined for those two teams in Florida? 2, 3, 4, or 5?
Two.
Incorrect. Final question. NBA. The 2017-2018 MVP was LeBron, Westbrook, Harden, or Durant?
Tick, 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 tick.
Harden.
Got it. All right, so you got 1 out of 5. Not a bad performance. Not a bad performance. We've had plenty of guests put up 1. I think you might actually take it with this one, Zach. I'm not sure.
Mr. Jarbo strolling now.
Really come
I know Ricky's struggling right now.
Oh, man.
I'm ready.
Oh, he says he's ready. You got your work cut out for you.
That probably means you did bad, because that's usually what we say.
Well, here's the thing. Good luck with this one, my friend.
All right, I'm excited.
Richard Jarborough,
Close.
a.k.a. Carson Wentz. Ginger Red over here. Are you ready? 2 minutes
I'm ready.
On the
go.
clock for Rich. Clock will start after the first question.
I'm so nervous. All right.
Starting out with Major League Baseball, the last MVP for a last place team was Andre Dawson, Alex Rodriguez, Dale Murphy, or Cal Ripken Jr.
Go over the options again.
Andre Dawson, Alex Rodriguez.
I'm going to go Andre Dawson.
Incorrect. NFL category. The team with the most Hall of Famers on their squad is Bears, Packers, Steelers, Patriots. Bears, Packers, Steelers, Patriots.
Steelers.
Incorrect.
Let's go, man.
Not multiple choice.
Oh, no.
How many teams was Brett Favre a part of?
Oh, God. Let's go 4.
Oh, and Junior nails it. Major League Baseball, Florida baseball teams, there's 2 of them, the Rays and the Marlins. How many World Series appearances do they have combined?
Combined? Appearances.
All
right. This is a total guess. I'm going to go 8.
Incorrect. 4. Last question.
Say 4.
NBA 2017-2018 MVP. LeBron, Westbrook, Harden, Durant. Who was it?
How much time do I have?
You got time
Okay.
to answer it.
All right.
You're
All
not
right.
gonna-
Do it again. Do it again.
LeBron, Westbrook, Harden, Durant, 2017-2018
It's not.
MVP.
It's not Durant. It could be Westbrook. I'm not gonna say it yet. I think it's Westbrook. No, let's go Westbrook.
Incorrect.
No!
It's 1-1 now. We got a tie right now, gentlemen.
Can we know who it is?
Yeah, it's Harden.
Oh, he was
Now,
before.
Zach
Harden.
got Harden correct.
Damn it, man.
You got the Brett Favre one
That'll
correct.
do a 1-1 tie.
So we are going 1-1 right now. All right.
I knew he didn't do well. That's what we always say when they don't do well. Damn, dude. Harden was after.
Step out of the room.
All right. Damn it.
Step out of the room.
1 question tiebreaker.
Sucks.
Yep. All right, Zach.
He's back into the hot seat.
Winning this one.
You're back into the hot seat. All right. So, just because we got to do this quick, Sonny, I'm thinking, let's give this a nice little toss-up right here. All right. So, Zach, for the tiebreaker, who is the all-time scoring leader in NBA history?
Come on.
I know. I just
Curry.
got it. All right.
Let's go.
Too easy.
I know it's too
Oh,
easy.
for
I know.
God's
let's just-
I didn't get that question.
I can't believe you didn't get that either.
I'm so angry. All right. Did he get it right? Or
Sonny, bring up. I can't tell you anything.
Okay.
All right, Sonny, bring up another one just in case, if you
Okay.
can. I'll let you ask the next trivia question.
All right. So he didn't. So he didn't.
If we get that far, I can't tell you whether he got it or he
Okay.
didn't.
All right.
All right. So, Rich, NBA all-time scoring leaders.
Oh, this is mine. All right.
Who's number 1
Who's number 1 now?
Who's number 1
right now?
Kareem.
All right. Easy toss-up right there. Sonny, do you have another tiebreaker one right here? It's 2-2.
Yes, we have to have Rich leave again.
Oh my God.
Yeah, get out of here, Rich.
We're running out of tiebreakers here.
We're here.
Gotta try and find another one too while you look up one. You got one, Sonny?
I got one. Here we go. Of course, in Major League Baseball, the New York Yankees have more world championships than any other team. Who's second?
Dodgers.
Decent guess, but that's incorrect.
Well, that was a solid guess. That was good work by you. Sonny, who is it?
He's not getting this one.
Oh,
way.
yeah. All right.
So gassed. All right.
Major League Baseball.
Oh no.
And of course, we all know the New York Yankees have more championships than any other team. Who's at number 2?
Oh. All right.
I got a good one for the next one if we need it.
Let's think of a historic team.
It's going to be like a 4 overtime game. We're leaving at 3 in the morning.
It's like Syracuse, UConn back in the day.
Let's think of some historic teams. All right. You know what? Baltimore is a pretty historic team, but it's not going to be Baltimore because I didn't like that reaction. So
Come on.
I know. Don't look. That's I wish you said that.
I'm gonna go. I'm really not sure here, but I'm gonna go.
The game's over 150 years old.
Let's do Boston.
Not a bad guess, but it's wrong.
Did he
St.
win?
Louis Cardinals.
Step out of the room.
Oh, he
Cardinals
didn't
with
win.
11.
One more time.
Cardinals.
All right, I got one here. And we're going to give this, you'll have a chance at this one. So, we're going NFL here, Zach.
All right.
Number of total wins as a franchise. Total wins as a franchise. Give me one of the top 3 teams.
You're taking it easy on them.
Packers.
You're in like Flynn right now. All right, so you're safe. Now you need Rich. You need Rich to butcher this, Zach.
He's not gonna get this.
All right.
If it's 1 out of 3, he might.
I know. I wasn't going to go 1 out of 2 though. All right, so Rich.
Let's do it.
Most NFL franchises,
Yikes.
most wins in their history. Give me one of the top 3 most wins.
So basically, top 3 most wins on the win list.
Yep.
Give me one of the top 3. Okay. Most wins. Does this include postseason?
I'm just looking at Google.
You're just looking at the list? Okay.
Most wins.
I'm gonna go with Green Bay, the Packers.
Oh.
All right, step out of the room again.
Wow.
Sonny, you got another
What
question?
did Zach say?
Same thing.
one.
Green Bay? Wow.
You taking it easy on him.
I know. All right, so now let's see.
All right, Mr. Zach, you ready?
Yep.
All right. Men's collegiate basketball. Which school has the highest winning percentage throughout history?
That's a good one.
Oh God. Dude, I don't even second.
Again, not a bad guess.
Solid guess.
Not correct. They're up there. It's not Duke.
I don't want that much cost.
Mr. Jarbo returns once again. Young hopeful. All right, was that a 3rd overtime round?
Did he get it?
Well,
There's got to be an easier way to do
well,
this.
I don't know.
All right.
I bet he got it.
Men's collegiate basketball.
Oh, wow.
Which school has the highest winning percentage throughout history? This could be a walk-off home run here.
Yikes. All right. I'm sorry. Say it one more time.
The highest winning percentage in NCAA Division I men's basketball.
I'm going to go with Duke.
That's what he guessed.
This is why you guys are friends.
They're halfway
I'm out of
guessing
these
guesses.
two.
Oh, there's got to be an easier way to do this.
All right, we're going multiple choice on this next one.
Oh, God.
This is the longest this one's gone. We got ourselves a good one here, folks. All right, Sonny, I got one for us. Get out of the room. Get away, get away, get away. All right. So, Zach, NFL category. Most rushing yards by a quarterback in NFL history. Here are your 4 choices. Randall Cunningham, Michael Vick, Cam Newton, or Russell Wilson.
Can you go to the options?
You got Newton, Cunningham, Vick, or Wilson.
I know it's not Wilson. I don't think it's between Vic and Cam. I see. We'll go Cam.
Oh, you just missed it. You just missed it. Zach, what are you doing, dude? All right. All right. Get back in here, Rich. Just missed it. He's going to choke. Don't worry. Don't worry. All right. All right. Get back in here.
There's gotta be.
Multiple choice here. Multiple choice. Sonny, you got another question lined up just in case.
We got to
This
think
is a
for
good
next
one
time,
here.
guys.
Now we're getting some good
I'm
ones
getting
here.
worn out. All right.
Well, this-
I'm kidding. I'm
Oh,
kidding.
he's worn out. He's 20 years old over here. Jesus Christ. All right. NFL category, Rich.
Yikes.
Most rushing yards by a quarterback in NFL history. You got 4 options.
No way I'm getting this one.
Well, you got 25% chance of getting it right, don't you?
This is going to be a guess, yeah.
4 options. Cam Newton, Randall Cunningham, Michael Vick, Russell Wilson.
Michael Vick.
And the winner goes to roast the host here. As Rich
Round
takes
third
that
brings in the
down.
winning run.
Let's go.
6,109 rushing yards.
That was
for
not a
Michael
guess,
Vick.
by the way. I knew, as soon as you said it, I knew.
All right.
right.
Good work by Zach. A very solid performance.
Good job, man.
You took him to the ringer right there.
How many did he get right?
He got 2 right. You got 3 right at the end of the day.
Oh, including the overtime.
Including
and
overtime.
that's not a record, I
From the
guess?
get-go, you were 1-5.
Because didn't your guy get 3? Yeah, your guy went 3 for 5, right?
No.
2 for
He went
5?
2 for 5.
Oh,
I
so
went
he's
3
tied
for
for
5.
the record.
But I didn't. Neither of us had to go overtime though. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
I went 3 for 5.
That's
Hey,
good
I think in the
regulation.
overtime-
He said he was going to beat me, too. You know what's funny? You know what's funny, though, is, all right, so we played 2K together, right? Which is like the
Zach's
NBA,
probably better.
which is the NBA game. You might think that, Brian. You might think that. But we played last night. He's probably laughing right now. But we played last night, and I beat him so bad that he deleted his whole team.
Zach, what are you doing, man?
You have to. This is the game where you get like the cards and you collect them and then you play
I'm
with
familiar
them.
with it.
I beat him so bad that he went and all those cards he worked hard to get. He just deleted them all, sold them all.
It sounds like Zach might turn into a Marv Albert. I don't know.
Oh god!
Thanks for calling up, man.
Thank you, Zach. Appreciate it.
Zach, good job by you, buddy.
Yep.
Have a good one.
Wow, I'm
bad.
so glad I won.
All right. Little
so
little
glad.
overtime. A little overtime there.
That
Not
was
bad.
wild. I was on the edge of my seat.
That was good. I like how we did that too. Coming up with some random ones and
I'm really glad that. Yeah, good job on the mixing in the different. That was good.
And I will agree with you. That's where the multiple choice comes in handy, especially in overtime, to where it's just a
I think
coin flip.
I think I'm not gonna. Maybe I probably would have said Michael Vick, no multiple choice, because for some reason
Oh, look at you. All right.
I'm so proud of myself for that. You have no idea.
I thought somebody was going to say Russell Wilson there. But I
I'm so
digress.
impressed with myself. All right,
Oh, whoa.
You're wearing a Sixers jersey. I'm sure you got to be elated after game 1.
A solid game 1 win by the Sixers. And we talked about this earlier
It'll be a
too.
long series still, I think.
I
don't think so.
don't take. I'll admit,
Could be.
I was wrong. I said they're going to lose the series, and after game 1, I think that week off helped them a lot. I did not see Tyrese Maxey just shooting the lights out right there.
I didn't.
How did Harden have?
I didn't see Tobias. Harden had 24.
All right.
And I missed out on a bet too, because I thought about it. The over-under on points for Harden was 21.5 in game 1 of the series at home, which it seems like a no-brainer. Harden can drop more than 21.5. I didn't make the bet. He dropped 24.
Yeah,
and I could have had an extra.
He can drop 50 at 99. Remember when he first got on the Sixers? Mm-hmm. Got 50 to guard in his first 2 weeks there. He was incredible. He was like a cult hero in Philly for a few weeks.
It was, yeah. They went 5-0 to start out with, and
people don't realize that it only takes 6 points a quarter for 24.
Yeah,
like that's not.
Wait, what? Hold on. Let me do the math. You're right. Yeah,
that's
6 times 4. All right, yeah,
that's what I'm saying though, because like
carry the 2. Yeah, you're right.
It like with whatever. So like someone that's shooting like this much, like how many shots I mean, there's no way that we would know this.
No, but they spread it around nice.
He shoots a lot, is what I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. So getting 24 shouldn't really be an issue. Getting 6 points a quarter shouldn't be an issue for him. So, I mean, that's, yeah.
And now the Raptors are banged up a little bit. I mean, how about some of the other series we have going on? I mean...
Yeah, we got...
how about the
Hawks didn't show up yesterday, unfortunately.
No, the Hawks got smacked in the mouth by
That's going to be a sweep, I think.
4 or 5 game series.
That's going to be a sweep.
Yep, the Hawks are just happy to be there right there.
I got this one. Philadelphia, I don't think... I think that's going to be a 5-gamer.
Yeah, it's looking like it now.
Maybe not. I'm not thinking of sweep, unfortunately. This one, though, is...
I think that'll go the distance.
Milwaukee and Chicago, I think, is going to... You saw DeRozan's post-game interview, right? He was so like upset with him. He was like, "That's not happening again."
He's a solid player.
Yeah. So
now, the one I'm intrigued about the most is the one at the bottom.
Absolutely.
That
Brooklyn
series.
That finish yesterday was epic.
Yeah.
I mean, with like just less than a second. It was like 0.02, 03, something like that.
I haven't seen a finish like that since the Pam and Tommy Lee video, Sonny. and you know what I'm talking about.
That building was going to collapse. They were crazy in there in Boston.
But before the roast the host, Kyrie is Muslim. Don't know if you knew that. So he does Ramadan, which is what Kareem did too.
He eats what?
He doesn't eat anything.
Oh, I thought you said he eats ramen.
I don't know what the rules are, but you can't eat or drink during certain times, which include the hours that he's playing. And
Hakeem Olajuwon did the same thing.
Hakeem did it. I'm almost positive Kareem did it too.
Well, we saw through winning time, Kareem.
Yeah. Let me look up.
Probably straight edge compared to the other Lakers.
Mm-hmm. And I would have never thought that. It's amazing how, I don't know if you've seen an episode yet, but I'm telling you, Sonny, it'll get you hooked. Kareem, the dynamic between Kareem and Magic is incredible. They didn't get along at first.
They're two polar opposites. And Worthy joined the team, and of course.
Oh. We're talking about winning. I wasn't even listening. Winning time. Phenomenal.
We're doing a podcast here, Rich.
You really have to watch the next one and it's just good. But speaking of like Kareem and Kyrie, Ramadan, because I didn't really know what it was much. It is fasting, and you can't. A month
long?
It's a month long from April to May, April 1st to May 1st, and you can't eat or drink from sunrise to sunset. So maybe Kyrie's drinking towards the end of the game and eating, but I haven't. I don't know.
So are you able to eat after sunset?
I guess so.
Between sunset and sun. All right. So I'm more of a fourth meal guy. That's usually when I do my eating. So I think I could get down with some Ramadan.
Like playing a whole NBA, like you're in an NBA and you're not eating or drinking before the game too.
So a grueling playoff game where he's playing 35 to 40 minutes.
Game.
Are you allowed to get like an IV or something like that?
I don't think so.
That can't be easy.
I mean, I'm not Muslim, but I don't know what the rules are. But
for the night games, he'll be able to eat something before tip off. I don't know if they give him a few less minutes depending on how the series goes. I mean,
I didn't know
he did all he could do. They just I'm thinking a 7-game series.
7.
I hope that goes 7.
Because they can win in Boston and vice versa.
Yes, 1,000%. I think Brooklyn is probably the best 7 seed we have ever seen in our entire lifetime.
Like I said, they could win anywhere.
I agree.
They could play on the moon and win. That team can. It doesn't matter. The seed for them, it's almost of no significance.
Do you think? Let me ask you this: do you think if there's talk of Ben Simmons coming back between games 4 and 6, which is
I hope so.
Little or no factor.
Are they a better team with Ben Simmons coming back, or do you think
honestly
does it ruin the?
I think it ruins the chemistry.
It ruins the chemistry.
They've been together all season. This is who they have. I mean, of course, they had Harden for the majority. They can get to the finals without Simmons.
I agree.
That's a good question, though, because we haven't seen him play in so long.
And
so
here's
it's
the
like
thing,
he
too.
could be a completely he was a good defender, and defending's not as offense is so different. But I guess what I'm trying to say is we haven't seen him play in so long, so he could.
He's not going to be any focal point of the offense. You're going to keep dishing to Kyrie. You want Kyrie and Durant take you to the next round.
Oh, yeah. Correct. They have Bruce Brown. You can go down the list. I know Joe Harris is hurt. They got another sharpshooter. I'm drawing a blank on his name.
They got a decent bench. So
they run a solid program. Now, here's the thing. We saw it last year as Sixers fans. You probably saw it watching from afar, too, Sonny. All you have to do with Ben Simmons defensively, foul him. Put him on the line.
Absolutely. And can't shoot.
And just something happens in the back of his head.
And you don't have to guard him from 3 either.
No.
So that should make it easier, which surprisingly it really didn't throughout when he was really good. They still weren't guarding him on the 3, and he was still getting in there.
It's almost like 4-on-5 on offense when you have Ben Simmons out there.
But that is a concern.
Now, if the transition offense, he's very fast. He can get
good passer. Resembles Magic a little bit.
It'll be interesting. That's why the NBA playoffs are good. Hockey playoffs are coming up. We're not really talking.
I can't wait for it. I'm the hockey fan here.
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll for sure get into it.
May 2nd, the NHL playoffs.
The Rangers are underway.
Because there's a lot of teams that could really do some damage.
Oh yeah,
in the East, absolutely.
But no, back to NBA. If there is any game that's going to be 7, I think it's Boston, Brooklyn.
Now, how about Minnesota coming out and robbing Game 1 from Memphis? Did you see?
Oh my God, I didn't even see this.
You can probably. There's a clip on this. You'll be able to
Saturday
find
afternoon.
Oh, there's a clip of this too. Ja Morant's dad and Karl Anthony Towns' dad, with 1 minute left in the game, they weren't fighting. It was friendly banter. They went over and shook each other's hands and were
funny.
Friendly trash talking, And then Ja Morant's dad looks in the camera and he goes, Memphis ain't going anywhere, That's going to be a good series. Golden State's going to. I could see that series going maybe 6, but I think Golden State takes that.
Oh, Golden State, Denver?
Yeah. I know Jokic is there, but Jokic is missing Jamal Murray. Denver ain't going anywhere. Utah, Dallas is intriguing because Doncic is a little hurt. You got Gobert, you got Mitchell.
Yeah,
They'll still come back and win the series. I think
he was up for Defensive Player of the Year.
The 4-5's always good, and then the Phoenix and the Pelicans. That's
chalk. Yeah,
take care, comb your hair. That's a 4-game sweep, maybe 5.
No, I don't even think so.
Yeah,
New Orleans, no. But back to Golden State, Denver. With this MVP race. Okay, it's pretty much down to it was Giannis, Embiid, and Denver. It's pretty much down to Jokic and Embiid right now. Like Giannis is fantastic, no one's going to argue that, but it's down to
Embiid will probably win it.
Here's the thing: is he won't win it, and that is bullshit. Because the league just hates Embiid. I saw that there was like a leaked voting thing, and I'm thinking it's accurate, and if it's true, Jokic won.
Yes.
And
that's
he
what I
won
heard
by a
too.
lot. And the league just hates Embiid. They've been doing this to him forever.
Well, they don't like the whole process thing. They didn't like the whole thing with the Sixers tank. And you see, next week, Michael Wilbon will be on my ejected seat. That guy can.
If
he needs to pack it up.
If Embiid doesn't win MVP, I'm going to be seriously
He
mad.
won't win it. Well, here's the thing. Here's the good thing about Embiid
totally
not
deserves
winning
it.
MVP. If Embiid does not win MVP, there's a chip on his shoulder. Now he's going to play a little bit harder. And you know what? Go get finals MVP. Do I think the Sixers are going to win the finals this year? No. But I personally, I hope Embiid gets snubbed. So
I hope not, man.
He shouldn't need that motivation. I mean, at this level.
And you probably saw it too. He kind of politicked for himself. Embiid did. He goes,
Most of them do.
If I don't get the MVP, it's because people don't like me.
That's facts. He really deserves it. Like,
he had a great year. So did Jokic.
Fantastic year. Also a good year from Jokic, but a better year from Embiid. And Denver didn't even win their game. That's crazy to me.
Well, it's still early in the series.
It is early, but like that's
the votes are already in. Nobody knows what it is. But from what I heard on Sports Talk Radio, a bunch of
Jokic.
A bunch of the votes are already in, and the voters have already announced on different forums who they voted for.
Yeah.
So they can kind of tally them up.
If Embiid doesn't win, man, I think he totally deserves it.
He deserves it, but
Get a way better
he
season.
ain't gonna get it. And
We'll see how he plays tonight.
Yeah,
Jeez.
only-
I'm excited for that game, too.
he only went 5 for 15 in game 1. Just saying.
I hate Jokic so much. I really do.
The joke is Jokic can't jump onto a curb.
Dude, that tub of lard, bro. I can't. If he wins MVP, man, I can't believe that.
I love that phrase. That's a phrase from our day, Sonny. The old tub of lard.
It'll be neck and neck. We'll see.
He won because he won MVP last year, and yes, he was deserving, but I thought Embiid should have won it last year. I see now that Jokic was probably more deserving, but this year it's totally different. Unless you have anything to say, we can move on. I've said
We
what I
got a
need
top
to say
five to
about
do.
Embiid.
Oh, we do have a top 5 to do.
Top 5. Mine's not good, so if you want to start with mine and build
Go
up.
for it.
All right. Impress us. Because you impressed us last week.
It's not going to impress. I know it's bad. It's all right. All right. At number 6, all right,
Honorable mention.
right, I have Kwame Brown. And this one goes to
I
the
kind of like how you're starting.
Washington Wizards franchise, or I guess the Baltimore Bullets.
Went out of the
It's
box
the same
a
one.
little bit. Yeah.
But just totally choked that pick. Yeah, biggest bust in NBA history for sure.
Is that a collapse or?
A collapse / meltdown.
Yeah, because I went off of like chokes because
Yeah.
you texted chokes, so that's what I went off.
He was a total collapse. Kwame Brown.
He did not perform. Another collapse, which I don't know if you guys really know, at my number 5 is the Kevin Hart versus Draymond Green 3-point contest that occurred over All-Star Weekend, I believe in 2016.
This is interesting.
Now this was when the Warriors did win that year, so maybe it was 2015. But Draymond and Kevin Hart had a 3-point contest, and Kevin Hart beat Draymond Green by 1 bucket. Now, how are you in the NBA? He's a decent, not anymore, but during this time, he wasn't a bad 3-point shooter, Draymond Green. He wasn't terrible, but he wasn't good. But he still lost to someone that's not even in the NBA. How do you do that? You know, and there's a reason it's at 5. It's not the, but it's in there. I struggle.
Moving right along.
Yeah, that's an oh god.
Number
Get to
4.
number 4, Holmes.
Number 4, I have the Patriots. I think it was the Patriots versus the Seahawks.
Think it was the Patriots?
Actually, no, I know it was the Patriots. It was either the Seahawks or the Atlanta Falcons. I think it was they blew like a 28-point lead in the Super Bowl.
That was the Falcons.
The Falcons?
Oh,
okay.
man, Junior.
How do you... am I right here?
Yeah, well, the Falcons
That's
are
why
the
we have
It's the
Google.
Falcons. I thought it was Falcons.
We have this thing called Google nowadays.
New invention.
Because I feel like there was another... Maybe they're both on there. Didn't they both play each other? And then
Well, now
someone threw a pick.
The thing with the Seahawks is they threw that pick, Russell Wilson.
That's why
right at the
I have
end
it on
zone.
here. That's why I have it on here.
All right.
But I also have the Falcons. So this one's a 2-parter. The Falcons and the Seahawks share this one because the Falcons choked a really big lead
That was a big lead, 28-3 at halftime.
in the Super Bowl.
You got to wrap that up.
And then why you don't have Marshawn Lynch running the ball at the 2-yard line?
That was
That was
beyond
another one.
inexcusable. He had to get like 1 foot.
Yeah.
He had 2 chances to get 1 foot. He would have gone through there like a freaking Amtrak.
And if
He would have put.
and you see how many times Tom Brady gets the quarterback sneak. I'm pretty sure Russell Wilson would have been able to do that as well.
If you faked it to Lynch and ran your quarterback the other way, it's a touchdown.
That was I've never seen anything like that in the Super
That's on
Bowl.
Pete Carroll, or I don't even think he calls it. Essentially, he's head coach. That's on him.
Yeah.
So that they share that spot.
All right.
At number 3, I have the Jalen Rose Kobe Bryant incident. This is just a collapse on defense. The 81 points scored on Jalen Rose.
Okay.
That's a lot of points.
That is a lot.
How do you
of
not
points.
figure that out? Now, I'm not in the NBA for obvious reasons, but how do you let someone at a professional level, when you're also in that level, score 81 points on
The
you?
funny part is Jalen Rose owns it too.
That's so
and
many
Rose was
points.
at the end of his career at the time,
Yeah.
former Michigan Wolverine.
But you gotta figure it out at some point, right? I mean, like, come on.
What's the coach doing? Double team Kobe. Triple
I
team
don't
him.
understand how someone could let another person score that many. I'm confident that if you put a professional point guard on me right now, that he would. Never mind, he'll score 81 for sure. I'm just gonna take that back. Okay.
181.
Number 2, I have the OKC Murder. This happened this season. I don't mean literal murder. I mean like the Memphis
I thought
versus
you were going Timothy McVeigh.
when they beat OKC. Memphis beat OKC by 73 points. Final score was 172.
That's an inexcusable loss at any level of sports.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
That's a lot of points.
It's funny because
Good God.
if we all watched The Last Dance, the Utah Jazz in that one game in the NBA Finals didn't even put up 73 points. They put up, what was like 50 something?
Yeah.
Stockton and Malone, yeah.
Defense was a lot different back then.
True, but how do you lose by 73?
Yeah, they outscored him by 73 points. Jesus,
And number 1?
And just like Jalen Murray, you got to figure it out at some point what to do. All right, number 1, I have Reggie Miller, 8 points in 8.9 seconds. Now this kind of goes to the other team
Against the Knicks.
and Spike Lee. Yeah, 8 points in almost 9 seconds.
That's
2 threes, he stole it and hit another one.
Jeez, man.
Another
I
bucket.
was nervous about your collapses, but your top one is very solid.
Yeah, that's
a collapse
And then
by the
of
Knicks
course
right
the
there.
infamous choke
Yep.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
You just, and that was late game.
All right, you closed
that
it out well. All right.
I struggled.
That's a solid numero uno right there.
I bet next. All right, at number 5, the 2007 New York Mets. 10 days left. Had about a 7-game lead over the Philadelphia Phillies. They had 6 games against the lowly and pathetic Marlins, and I believe they lost 5 out of 6 to the Marlins. They won 1-9 to finish the season. Thus, the Philadelphia Phillies took the National League East. That was a colossal collapse in Queens. That one stands out to me for sure, as far as the Mets. Moving right along, 1994 in the NBA, the Seattle Supersonics lost to the Denver Nuggets. This is when round 1 wasn't 4 out of 7. It was 3 out of 5.
1 versus 8 seed, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Is this
why.
when Mutombo was?
He was on the Nuggets.
Whoa,
the
hello.
Seattle
How are
Sonics
you
had
over
Sean Kemp and Gary Payton.
Yep.
And who can forget?
George Karl, head coach.
Yeah, absolutely. They blew the lead. And who can forget Dikembe Mutombo on his back with the ball, looking up at the basketball gods. Just like a sheer miracle. So that's number 4. Major League Baseball, number 3, the 2004 Yankees and Red Sox. Yanks are up 3-0 after a blowout win. They're up against pretty much a one-legged or one-footed Kurt Schilling. Games 6 and 7 are in the Bronx. And, of course, in Game 7, you remember Johnny Damon hit that grand slam. When you're up 3-0, you should be beating anybody. Let alone, you have the offense. You have the greatest closer in mankind in Mariano Rivera. 6 and 7, like I said, at home. You have to wrap that up. That series should not even come back to New York.
1,000%.
Number 2, what we just mentioned here a few minutes ago. Patriot victory against the Atlanta Falcons. 28-3. You have them like a punch-drunken boxer. They're on the ropes, they're staggering. And you gave them life. Anything that you could possibly do wrong in that second half, you did.
Run the ball. Like, what are they doing?
There was no urgency to melt the clock. There just was no urgency. It was kind of like, all right, let's see what happens. A couple minutes left. They're going to come back and maybe we take it to overtime. They didn't have that killer instinct. They weren't like a shark, after blood.
It's great to see though. Like I love seeing a comeback.
I love seeing a good comeback.
Yeah.
I was shocked Kyle Shanahan, the offensive coordinator for the Falcons at the time, got a head coaching job so quickly after that.
There are plenty of other candidates that were worthy, but let's see what he does out there.
It's true.
Number 1, NFL. This is before all of our time. Back in the late 70s, Joe Pisarcik, New York Giant quarterback. Now the game, this is number 1 on this because the game was over. It was decided. A few ticks left. Instead of sitting on the ball, instead of taking a knee, he hands the ball off, fumbled, and Herman Edwards, yes, that Herman Edwards, picks it up, brings it back home. And that's one of the most inexcusable losses you'll see in any sport. The game is over. It's decided. You just got to sit on it, shake hands, get in the locker room, go back to Philly.
Just lay on the ball.
That's all they had
Why
to
would
do.
you not do that?
That's I can't think of a collapse bigger than that. You had the game won.
A collapse. I love that.
If you YouTube this, you'll be able to find this. It's Miracle at the Meadowlands 1.
1.
Because
Dick Vermeil was probably the Eagle coach at the time.
Because there's been 3 Miracle at the Meadowlands.
One was Deshaun Jackson.
And one was Brian Westbrook. No, one was the one you mentioned. 2 was Brian Westbrook in 2003.
Yeah,
punt return. And then number 3, I don't say
in
recently.
his first stint with the Eagles.
2010 it was.
Yeah.
Eagles were down by 21 points in the second half. And at the very end, the score is tied. Tom Coughlin says to, the punter's name was Judge.
Okay.
No, Dodge. Matt Dodge was the punter's name. And Tom Coughlin says, don't punt it to him. What does he do? He punts it to Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson fumbles the ball, recovers it, and then just runs straight up the field for a touchdown. It was insane. But yeah, that was solid numero uno. My honorable mention will be that Deshaun Jackson one. Starting out, top 5. We'll go Yankees Red Sox 2004. Much like Sonny said, that was one of the not being a Yankees fan, not being a Red Sox fan, being a baseball fan, that was one of the most epic comebacks I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
A bunch of those games went into midnight. A bunch of those games where I know David Ortiz had at least 2 walk-off hits in that series in Boston in extra innings. And you got one of my favorites, Joe Buck, not a lot of everybody else's favorites, Joe Buck, with some amazing calls. We'll see you tomorrow night, or we'll see you later tonight, because the game was past midnight. Game kept going on. Number 4. We're going to bring some golf into this, fellas.
Oh.
Because I know how much we all love golf. Jean Vandeveld, and you got to look this one up, because I feel like both of you could have accomplished this feat. So, 1999 British Open, the Open Championship, as they call it. This guy had a 5-shot lead to start the final round. Coming up to the 18th and final hole, he has a 3-shot lead. All you have to do is make a double bogey on the hole, and you're fine. Just make a 6
on
this par 4. Put the ball in the fairway on the tee shot. This guy decides to bring out driver and pound it. He ends up in some shit. Boom. Now, out in the British courses over in England, a lot of hay out there, so he's whacking at it, hits it in the water, goes to stand in the water, hit another shot. He loses by 1 shot because he did not play it safe. This is an ultimate choke job. All you had to do is make double bogey, Holmes. What are you doing?
You said that you're confident that we could do that, and I'm telling you right now, I can't do
all right,
that.
here's the thing. If I give you guys 10 chances, you'd be able to do it once on this hole. I'm telling you.
I'm a really bad golfer, but continue.
I digress.
I'm a terrible golfer.
So, number 3, we'll go 2000 Mets, 7-game lead with 17 to go. Sonny, I need to ask you.
That's 2007.
2007 Mets, yes. 7-game lead, 17 to play. Do you remember who the Hall of Fame pitcher was for the Mets on that final day of the season against the Marlins?
Glavine.
Attaboy, give me some. Right here. See? That's why you can't roast. That's why you can't roast the host, folks.
Well, we're undefeated. Dude, that's fantastic.
We know that. We're 4-0. This is why you can't roast us. Good work by you. I remember. So the Mets Marlins game started a half hour before the Phillies Nationals game that day. I was glued to the TV. Tom Glavine gave up like 5 earned runs in the first inning.
One of his worst starts in his career. He didn't have many of those.
And very rarely, Tom Glavine was a monster with the Braves, even with the Mets for a little bit. But the Philly fans were going nuts watching the scoreboard even before their game started. Seeing the Mets, they're like, whoa, it's 5-0 already? All we have to do is win this game. Anyway, number 2. Let's get back to the Phillies. 1964 Phillies.
Oh, Jim Bunning on that team. Okay.
Connie, a perfect game on Father's Day, Jim Bunning.
At Shea Stadium in New York?
Oh, 1964 Phillies. 12 games to play in the season. 6.5-game lead. How do you blow a 6.5 game lead with 12 to play? You gotta be. Luckily, I wasn't alive at that.
The Cardinals won that division that year, right?
You gotta be. I want to. 64. Bob Gibson team.
I'm pretty positive they won the World Series. That
Maybe
season.
Tim McCarver on that team.
Yeah,
too. Yep.
exactly.
Solid program, but what a choke job. 6.5 game lead with 12 to play. Number one. Remember the starter jackets back in the day?
Oh, sure, of course.
You know, and the Houston Oilers one was always a great starter jacket. You had the oil well on it, just powder
I like
blue.
the colors. I like
Oh,
the
it was solid. You had Warren
like the
Moon
Oilers.
on the team, little Haywood Jeffries. You could play them in Tecmo Super Bowl. Rich, this team had a 35 playoff game against the Buffalo Bills. They have a 35-3 lead at halftime. The Bills' Hall of Fame quarterback is knocked out of this game, Jim Kelly.
Okay.
Backup quarterback Frank Reich comes in for the Bills. Frank Reich, now the head coach of the Colts, former offensive coordinator of the Eagles. You're down 35-3, and you got the backup quarterback. Are you winning this game? These Buffalo Bills came out of nowhere and shocked the Houston Oilers in overtime to win 41-38.
He connected with Andre Reed a couple of times.
Andre Reed, Don Beebe. Remember James Lofton, Thurman Thomas? Go down the list.
The
Bruce
whole
Smith.
team it was a different team in the first half compared to the second.
You lose your Hall of Fame quarterback. You throw the backup in. You're down by 32 going into halftime with Marv Levy at the head coach. I'd love to be a fly in the wall in that locker room to know what he said, because you managed to come back in that playoff.
He actually took. It's ironic. Frank Reich is also the quarterback of the largest comeback in college when he was at the University of Maryland.
Good work by you. Good work by you.
And that's what essentially he told him: come back and make the biggest comeback now. And lo and behold, 90 minutes later,
sometimes you just got to go in with the mindset. Got nothing to lose.
Oh yeah,
Got nothing to
house
lose.
money.
Boom. But yeah, so
Solid
that's
top
my
five.
number one. 35-3.
I remember that game like it was yesterday. Finally, all right, the Bills are not going to make the Super Bowl again. And lo and behold, they freaking did. They lost again, but hey,
Yeah.
better to get there. I don't care if you went there 7 times and lost. I'd rather get there. Anything happens on Sunday.
I'm with you.
I mean,
Even if the Sixers go to the finals and lose, I'll be happy. I just want as much sports for my teams as possible.
you want to go as far as possible. I mean, after a while, Bills stood for boy, I love losing Super Bowls. So those poor folks in upstate New York, they've been tormented by this for 3 decades now. Coming from a Dolphin.
I never heard that one.
I
That's
never
good.
did either. That's good.
What? And at that time too, the Bills and the Dolphins were boom, bang,
Marino and Kelly.
Marino
Sure.
and Kelly go, and then the Dolphins just could never get over that hump. They had the two Mark brothers, Duper and Clayton, the wide receivers.
The coach is Shula against Marv Levy. They were great matchups just all over. You had Bruce
was
Smith
epic.
on the defensive side for Buffalo.
While you were talking about baseball in your top 5, I thought about another really bad choke that was very recent. And while we're speaking on our teams, I'm an Orioles fan. Thought they were going to get destroyed by the Yankees they just played, and I'm thinking this was 2 nights ago on Saturday, but it went into extra innings. In the 11th inning, I couldn't tell you what the score was, but the Orioles were up to bat, and they had the bases loaded, and they walked and lost the game.
I saw that too with Chapman out on the mound.
Oh my god!
Chapman walked in the winning run.
Like, that's bad. I mean,
That's not an
still early. It's
all-time.
only
That's
one-
not
No,
an
no, no, no,
all-time
I
collapse.
mean,
But
like-
I know
I
what
mean,
you're
like,
saying.
they
But
just
yeah,
recent-
in that moment, I'm with you on that.
I had friends at that game too that had to leave because they had to catch the Bright line.
If we're talking about in that moment too, the Phillies losing 3 out of 4 to the Marlins. The Phillies just can't beat the Marlins, and I'm not even talking about this past week. They just cannot beat them, and
The
it
Mets have had problems with the Marlins, too.
doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. They'll end up being a 4th or 5th place team. They're not. In September, you're not going to be talking about the Marlins in games back. It'll be double digits.
I know, and I'm not saying the Marlins, because the Marlins actually have some talent on their team. They're not bad this
It
year.
just never comes together.
It never comes together, and it's
They don't make deadline deals that make a difference.
no, because
They stand pat.
nobody really wants to come there. You saw Jeter leave, That was kind of surprising because it was even surprising, wondering why Jeter even invested into joining that organization.
Put his name out there, helps his brand.
Yeah,
he lives down here.
Might be a stepping stone for him to jump into something future with another major league team. Do you think he dips his toe in with the Yankees somehow, or
only partially? They're not going to. Steinbrenner family is always going to own that team.
Yeah. And you got Brian Cashman out there,
unless they give him a little piece. But as far as Derek Jeter's the New York Yankees principal owner, I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't think he'll ever be the principal owner, but yeah,
maybe for another team, maybe another sport. Look at Alex Rodriguez; he owns a piece of the Minnesota Timberwolves.
This is true.
So,
what about the soccer franchise? Not that we're talking about soccer, but doesn't either A-Rod or Jeter own one of the?
I think Alex Rodriguez,
like a piece of the franchise.
Hey,
so
they're billionaire companies, or
I have a question for you guys.
We might have an answer.
I have a nice question here. Do sports players or athletes get paid too much?
Absolutely. Absolutely, they do.
You stuck, or yeah?
Yes. Do I think the owners make too much? Yes. I think I'll put it to you this way. I think the players deserve a good piece of the owner's pie, if that makes sense. I think they're all too stinking rich. For example, you get some of these relief pitchers that can't get a guy out, and they're making...
The situational lefty.
Yes.
Making $7-8 million a year for 40, 50 appearances.
Right.
That's a big issue in baseball.
Absurd.
And they get meal money on top of this, by the way.
And they're destroyed. It's a cash cow.
I think it's funny that some of these guys that like never see any playing time ever just get paid like $500K to sit on the
look at basketball. You can even look at basketball. Some of these guys that have been in the league for 10 years and are just still stealing money.
Well, the NBA contract's guaranteed, unlike NFL. Mm-hmm. Look at Anthony Davis out in LA. He's practically robbing them. He should show up with a freaking mask.
You're not lying.
I mean, 1 out of 3 games. I don't even know what his contract is. I don't even want to know. I don't know when his deal is up. He's not getting paid like this on his next deal.
I think he's getting $36 million.
It's something obscene.
Yeah, it was more than LeBron, I thought. I mean, I know that sounds wrong.
If he played half their games, they'd be in the playoffs.
You should get paid based on performance, and you know what?
I agree with that. I like that.
They have that when it's called incentives.
Yeah, I know.
That's what all the agents. I want this guaranteed, and if he hits over 40 home runs, this kicks in.
I don't like incentives either. I think it's kind of cheating a little bit.
I like the incentives. It's a bonus for performance,
right?
If that makes sense.
I like that part of it.
A major league player, especially, is not going to take a big deal without incentives. None of them do.
You know, to throw 200 innings, you get this much money. If you do, how about this? If you don't throw 100 innings, if you get injured, you don't get as much. You know,
right?
It's
some guys have that deal, like in the salary cap league, where it's insured, so the team is covered for it. The player still gets his money. I don't think this really. I know what you mean. I don't think there's. I mean, you're asking for a strike essentially. If you told a player you don't hit this threshold,
and that's
we're taking money. Don't expect the season to start on time next year.
We've seen it before too. That's the sad part. So to answer your question, yes, I feel like they are.
I did too. I feel like
overpaid, and it's sometimes might be up to the fans to be like, you know what? Well, we're going to boycott. We're not going to show up. You know, but even that.
I would still show up.
Even that doesn't do anything.
Because they have the TV money, the TV revenue. DirecTV back in the 90s started. I don't know how many hundreds of millions of dollars that was for the owners, but...
I mean, if they're going to pay them, you know...
Unless the stadiums are empty, nothing's happening. Stadiums aren't going to be empty. It's not going to happen.
I would say the owners are getting too much money, and the players definitely need a piece of the owner's pie. That's where I'm at.
If
now with the money that they have now,
well,
this is without the
if the owners are because what are the look? I know the owners invested into that. Yeah. That's very nice.
Well, Jerry Buss.
Yeah. You got to pay your players,
right,
and pay them accordingly.
I think it's so funny that Jerry Buss was broke, like
that.
Just totally took a shot that he couldn't.
That winning time, man. I got to tell you.
Sonny, man, winning time. The next episode, really,
Sonny,
I'm not going to spoil anything.
Sonny, I promise you, if you watch the first 5,
I'm gonna have to get on board eventually.
it'll suck you in.
This next episode, episode 7 that came out yesterday, is all about Larry Bird and Magic's first appearance. Like,
We'll touch on that next week.
yeah, it just
I'm gonna have to
shows
watch that.
it shows just how like cold Larry Bird was and just cool.
Well, the shoe deals that they were going against, because Magic was going with possibly Converse at the time, and he goes, I heard Larry's getting 900K, or 800K. He goes,
Yeah.
I'm gonna need 900K.
Yeah, they're
it
just
Yeah.
one of the greatest rivalries
He goes,
ever.
I got the smile. And this actor who's playing Magic Johnson, Sonny, I want to say his name,
Quincy Adams,
Quincy
or
Griffin, or
something.
Quincy Adams.
Something.
Okay.
It's a doppelganger for Magic Johnson. It's right on the money. Kareem character.
Solomon Hughes.
And it's weird seeing Pat Riley, who's played by Adrian Brody. It's weird seeing Pat Riley without the slicked back hair. Because I never really knew Pat
Late
Riley.
70s, early 80s. that's how he looked.
He's just got like a messy mop on his head.
Still had the nice suits, but he didn't have that clean, crisp look.
When he got into broadcasting with Chick
Hearn.
Yep.
Legendary announcer.
And Chick Hearn would be like, don't talk. Shut up.
Yeah, you're gonna like the next one.
Oh.
It's so good.
It's going to be good.
But no, also, okay. He said that it's not a good portrayal of Larry Bird. He was wrong about Oak Hill, and
Who's
he's Jim York.
Okay.
He's wrong about
Well,
this.
you're putting him on blast right now.
The Larry Bird portrayal is fantastic.
The appearance of him?
Everything,
Okay.
everything is great. It's you know how Larry Bird would like tell you what he was gonna do, and then he would do it and still score.
Point to the floor. I'm going to run to that spot.
He'd be like, "I'm gonna
Jump shot.
pull up 12-footer right in your face," and you just have to watch
Larry
it. It's so
Legend.
funny. And then he does it, and
Indiana State Sycamore.
that's all I got.
We'll touch on that next week.
Absolutely.
All right, from all of us here at Injected Incorporated in the studios of CSB, make sure you have a great night. Enjoy those NBA playoffs, and I'm sure we will.
Adios.
Time for the sirens.
Join us next time.